Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel fj40 This will be a two-part video. First part is going to be assembling the Husky Tow Bar from Husky Towing Products, and the second part is how to install this to your steel bumper that's mounted to your frame. So that's really important that this particular application will only work if you have a steel bumper that's mounted to the frame of your truck or whatever vehicle. Any other applications, you'll need to consult your owner's manual or the manufacturer, because most likely you will need a separate part to attach the tow bar, which is in most cases for all new vehicles. So mine's a 1974 Land Cruiser, and there's no plastic on this vehicle. It's a 1/4-inch bumper, steel bumper, mounted directly to the frame. So this works great for my vehicle, and it may or may not work for yours. So just make sure you guys consult a professional or your owner's manual before you guys begin. And two, I will leave a link below this video so you can go buy this particular tow bar from my link to Amazon, which has a 2-day free shipping and all that stuff, and it's only $75 on Amazon. So sit back, enjoy the video. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure to subscribe. All right, so as you can see, I've got all my parts laid out here on the bench here. There are basically 3 tools you'll need. You've got a 14 millimeter, a 19 millimeter socket, and then a 19 millimeter wrench. And the reason why I think you'll need a wrench is because when you get to this looks like a 4-inch bolt here. The nut on there has some taper, so the 19 mil won't quite fit on there nicely. Kind of, but not really. So I'm not sure what the purpose of that little notch is on the nut, but you can definitely get a wrench on there. Okay. But another thing I noticed here too is that they want us to tighten this down to 70-foot torque. Torque this down to 70 foot-pounds, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get my 19 millimeter socket on this to torque it down. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so before you start putting this together, make sure you guys go through your owner's manual, read it from beginning to the end, make sure you understand what you're doing before you begin. You know, this is one area that you don't want to screw up, because you don't want your tow vehicle passing you down the highway. So pay attention and make sure you do everything the instruction tells you to do. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this unit right here. Looks like it goes underneath this piece right here. And the bottom of this here, the bolt is welded on to the bracket. So the way that this thing goes on is you have 2 holes on the top and then 2 holes on the inside. So make sure those line up facing each other, because that's where this hitch part connects to. Basically, you're going to take this bar and feed it through the bottom, like so. And then somehow you got to figure out, oh, we'll do this upside down. That's a good idea. And as you can see, the washer is curved, right? Make sure that is facing down, flat on the surface. Ah! Okay. What a pain. So yeah, you're gonna have to use whatever technique to make sure that bolt as you can see, that bolt, this doesn't quite come up, so you got to use some technique to push that bolt all the way through so you can get a couple twists on the nut. Okay, now that I got the nut on there, I'm gonna take my 14 millimeter socket and just tighten it up a little bit. Okay, once you get one side done, go ahead and do the other side. All right, and then take your, sorry, earlier I said it's a 14 millimeter. It's actually a 15 millimeter for these top 4 nuts right here. Don't tighten it too tight, just get it on so it doesn't fall off. Okay, so the next part we're gonna be installing this swivel part here that attaches to the bumper. Okay, so it's going to be attached something like this, right? So just kind of look at it. It's going to go like this. And then this will be attached to the front of your bumper. Okay. Okay. So in this scenario, the bolt goes down. And nut is on the bottom. Okay, so what I learned here is that this is a son of a bitch. This 4-inch bolt, you physically, unless you're a tough guy, you really cannot tighten this thing down. And I think that's why these nuts are compressed, is so that you know, I think you need a special tool to do this. So in this case, what worked for me is my impact driver and a 19 millimeter wrench. Put the wrench on the nut, and then put the impact driver on the bolt. And go at it. Okay, so that's good. So I think it's it's definitely bolted down tight. This still has room to swivel. You want this to swivel. It doesn't. You don't want it tight. But I think we are in good shape now. Okay, so there you go. The little hint. Use the impact driver for this 4-inch bolt. Okay, so at this point we've completed the assembly process, and now we are ready to install this on my Land Cruiser. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I got me a little torpedo level and got my bracket here. I'm going to go ahead and level this thing out using one of my existing holes here. All right, so step 2, now that I've got my holes lined out with a pencil, and leveled out with my torpedo level. I'm going to go ahead and start with a small drill bit and work my way up to about a 3/4 inch diameter. You know, one thing I didn't really go into here is you can't just mount this tow bar to just any bumper on a car. You want to make sure that the bumper the tow bar you're attaching to is a solid steel bumper that's tied to the frame of the vehicle. So I know this is not a problem. This bumper is just add 1/8 of an inch steel. Whereas, you know, all the bumpers you see on today's cars is all plastic. So with those applications, you'll need to buy a separate adapter specific for your vehicle. Whereas this is solid steel, 1/8 of an inch thick, and I can drill right into the bumper. So at this point, I am taking my torque wrench and tightening down the bolts to 75 foot-pounds per the manufacturer's spec. So once you complete this part here and you do the other side, the whole process should take you about 10 minutes. It's very quick. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, please leave me some comments down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and also subscribe to my channel, because if you're interested in flat towing your vehicle, I'm going to show you guys, or I'm going to post a video this weekend on me driving and hooking up my tow bar to my truck and driving down the highway, city streets, and talking about that experience. Because if you've never flat towed before, it's much different experience than towing a trailer. Very different. So there's some different techniques, different awareness that you should know about. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, make sure you guys subscribe so you'll be notified when that video goes up. Anyways, thanks for watching and have an awesome day.